Right, so I've got my first tee shot in play. Unfortunately, the ground is very soft now in the UK, so we're going to go up there and I'm going to show you what most golfers struggle with. Can we get that ball first, ground second contact, or we're going to hit lots of chunky irons from perfect tee shots. So middle of the fairway, perfect lie, and no standing over the golf ball. I can feel with my feet that ground is just a little bit softer than I'm comfortable with. But I'm going to hit the shot, and we can see there, you don't even want to see how bad the result is, but my golf ball was round about there. You can see I've entered well behind the golf ball, deep divot, ball's gone nowhere. And how many of you golfers do that? Well, let's go into the studio, let's understand why that's happened, most importantly, how we're going to fix it, and then let's come back out and show you how to hit that perfect iron shot, ball first, every single time. So I think we can agree that shot we've just witnessed on the golf course was not pretty and was definitely not effective. And if, where you're watching, if the ground conditions are becoming more like they are in the UK, you've incredibly soft underfoot now, if your ball striking's out a little bit, you're going to get found out massively. So let's understand what's causing that, and most importantly, how you're going to fix it to make sure you hit the ball and then the ground every time to eliminate that fat one and potentially the thin and the top. So when we look at the golf swing face on, simplest form is that club moves in a circular motion around the body. But what we would need is the lowest point of the golf swing to be ahead of the golf ball so that the club is moving down as it hits the ball and then reaches the ground. But unfortunately, too many golfers get that low point behind the golf ball and they either hit the ground first and the ball goes nowhere and it makes a mess, or they miss the ground, thin it or top it. So I know what you're thinking, well, I've spoken about this before and I've worked on it, but maybe I still struggle a little bit. But maybe what we're going to discuss today is a different way you can focus on doing this to make you better than you've ever been. So I want you to think about that lead knee. So what we tend to see on the backswing, that lead knee moves kind of down and towards the golf ball. But if we want to get that pressure more onto that left side, if we can feel that lead knee now moves towards the target, that's going to move my pressure and my weight forward. And then we can see there I'm going to touch ahead of the golf ball. So it's a great way of moving that weight, not necessarily thinking about moving the whole body, but as the knee moves, the body's along for the ride. So we're going to do a couple of practice swings, set up level with the golf ball so you can get some feedback where you're touching the ground. And we see that was probably a good 5-6 inches ahead. And the reason I always love demonstrating stuff in here, and I'm going to go back out on the course and show you how much better it is on the grass, is with something like TrackMan, we've got factual feedback. It's not my opinion as to whether we've changed something. If we've delivered the club differently and better, TrackMan will show us and then the result will take care of itself. So we could definitely see as I made those swings, by moving that lead knee towards the target, suddenly started touching the ground ahead of the golf ball. So let's hit one, maybe not at full speed to begin with, focusing on that movement. So definitely felt ball first, and we can see there, low point 2.1 inches after the ball. Club's travelled down 2.8 degrees, launched at 19.6 and carried at nearly 163 yards. And I'll be honest, that first one, I don't think even went 63 yards. Even though there was lots of speed, the ground just took all the energy out of the club. So get that feel, once I'm getting towards the top, lead knee towards the target, get that low point ahead. So now I can touch the ground, knowing as long as I've made contact with the ball first, it's going to be a good result. So let's do one more. That felt absolutely fantastic. Low point 3.5 inches ahead. Club's travelled down a little bit more because the low point was further ahead. Slightly quicker club head speed, launching at 20.4 and 175 carry. So we can see such good ball striking from moving that low point ahead to make sure we get ball first, then ground second contact. So all we need to do now is take it back onto the soft fairways and really reap the benefits of great ball striking. So we'd love this to be take one, wouldn't we? Not that one that we saw at the start of the video, but having hit some shots in the studio, we now know that if I can get that left knee starting towards the target, we're going to move that low point ahead of the golf ball. But before I demonstrate, just want to take a quick 10-15 seconds just to make you realise, and I didn't realise this until today, that 88% of you golfers watching this video don't subscribe to my channel. Now, why is that? Well, a really quick way of fixing it is click the button below, even ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out. And let's see in a couple of weeks' time, can we get the number of subscribers watching higher? Because that helps me understand that it's helping your game, make better videos and improve your golf. So let's get that ball first contact. So we're going to set up, focus on getting that lead knee towards the target. And we can see there, divot pretty similar to before, but the good news is the golf ball's at the start of the divot. The low point there, which is the deepest part of the divot, is maybe 3-4 inches ahead. Really crushed it though, ball first, good distance, great control, and kiss goodbye to the fats, the tops, the thins, and all those horrible missed strikes that you've had when the ball's been on the ground in the past.